Hong Kong Direct is your weekly racing roundup full of news, views, previews, interviews and special guests. And coming up on the show today as we head into a huge weekend at Sha Tin, we've got the Sha Tin Vase Group 3 contest and the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup Group 1, the final leg of the Triple Crown. Not on the line this year as Golden 60 is off on his summer holidays already. We do have the defending champion back, Exultant, not looking just to defend his crown, but he's also looking for a three-peat.
The final Group 1 of the season.
Exultant in front. It's the high five of Group 1's Exultant. Butterfield beat Charity Fun and Reliable Team. Terrific three-way finish. Glorious Dragons driving at him the grey. It's Glorious Dragon from well back dominant. That's 4. Easy win in the end for Columbus County.
The Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup. This Sunday, Sha Tin.
Great to camp your company as always for the show this week. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined by our special guests Ed Sadler and Leo Schlinger as well. And Leo, set the scene for the weekend. This is huge, the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup. But not only that, we've got proven Group 1 horses on show, but maybe a Group 1 horse of the future earlier on the programme.
Very much, Andrew. Clash of the generations in many ways. 11 race card. But Courier Wonder stepping out at Group 3 level. It's going to be fascinating to see how he matches up against some proven sprinters. And then later in the day, of course, the Group 1 feature.
Joe will be riding Columbus County in the feature. He's on Courier Wonder. Ed's in that Sha Tin Vase, and he's on a bit of a hot streak as well after a night out at Happy Valley.
He certainly is, Andrew. Had a fabulous 5-timer at Happy Valley on Wednesday night, and a night that I think we'll look back on at the end of the season as being a decisive night in terms of the jockey's title. 5 wins, pulling him 18 wins clear of Zach Purton. You would never ride off someone as good as Zach Purton, but Zach's injured. He has got a big deficit against Moreira, so it does look like advantage the Brazilian at this stage.
Yeah, Zach rode in the first race at Happy Valley on Red Majesty, won that, was unfortunately then signed off by the doctor for the rest of the night. We'll hear from Zach Purton, though, very shortly heading into the weekend. We're going to start off with the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup. We'll look at the Sha Tin Vase in part 2. And Exultant back as defending champ, Zach Purton in the saddle from barrier number 6. Now, Glorious Dragon, as many of these were behind Love's Only You in the QE2 last time out. Butterfield, big winner last time, beating Columbus County. That was in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, where Russian Emperor was favourite. Panfield coming out of that race as well, and Packing Waltham also, but that was a handicap. Now on set weights, he's actually £9 worse off with Butterfield. So a few angles to look at there as far as the race is concerned. We'll hear from Leo and Ed very shortly. First up, let's hear from the trainer and jockey of Exultant, that is Tony Cruz and Zach Purton. 11 wins he has here in Hong Kong, 5 of them at Group 1, and over $82 million in prize money.
Exultant and Lee's Grasher, a real cliffhanger in the vase. Exultant fights back and wins for Hong Kong.
It's been a great journey. I've ridden him since he was a 4-year-old, come here obviously for the Derby. He ran a great race in the Derby, and then he went to another level the following season, and he's clearly been our best stayer the last few seasons. He gives everything he can every time he goes out there, and he's still doing that now. You know, as an older horse that's been around a few times and is a little bit worn out, he's still trying his best, and you know he's certainly, if you could go to war with a horse, he'd be one.
Exultant's got a fight on his hand. He starts to edge clear from Pakistan Star, Dark Dream and Rise High, the Vase, the Gold Cup, and now the Champions and Chater. Exultant, brilliant.
He's really a stayer, and he's got his ability that we know. He's got the one speed, but he's got a good heart that he likes. He won't let another horse pass him. That's his really ability he's got. He's really top category type of horse, you know. He's a Group 1 type of horse that's got speed in the long distance. He hasn't got early speed, but he's got the stamina. Even can run a 2-mile race, you know.
Exultant leads, Furore still a length to make up, then Eagle Way, it's QE2 redemption for Exultant.
I reckon he's probably the toughest. You know, some of his runs have been brutal exhibitions when he was making those mid-race moves and basically running his competitors into the ground, and he had to do it start after start after start, and he never shirked the task. He was always up for it. He loved the fight. you know, he's been a terrific horse for Hong Kong and for myself.
Exultant kicking over Shafano, Furore, Exultant in front. It's the high five of Group 1's Exultant.
Is he going well enough to win it this year, do you think?
Yeah, I believe so. You know, I mean, there's no foreign horses around. That'd be a big help. I brought him to Chung Fa, so he's really nice and fresh again. His trial is very good in Chung Fa. His mind seems to be all set.
And when it is time for him to retire, whenever that day may come with the horse, he is getting on in age, obviously. Will you miss him?
Oh yeah, of course. He's been my little buddy the last few years. I've really enjoyed riding him. Obviously, we've scaled some great heights. He's going to be very hard to replace, if at all. So it's going to be a sad day, the day that he does get retired, but I'll have very fond memories of him, and I've certainly enjoyed the journey.
Yeah, we'll find out if he's got one more big one in him on Sunday. Leo, he's coming off that run, though, last time out. It was only one of 3 times he's finished outside of the top 4. And the first time with Zach on his back, he's finished outside of the top 4 as well.
Yeah, he's been so incredibly consistent over the years, and especially with Zach. Of course, Zach's had the bulk of the rides on him, but you look at his record at Sha Tin over this trip, and he's been always there. And yeah, I think you only have to go back to his run behind Mogul to see what he's capable of. And if Tony's managed to freshen him up, you know the attitude's still there. I think he can answer the question on Sunday.
Is he still the one to beat then, do you think, Ed?
I certainly do, Andrew. I think he's a class act in the race. He might not be going as well as he was 12 months ago, certainly not as well as he was going 2 years ago, but he's a class act in the race. He loves 2,400 metres. I think the Japanese horses were just a class above when you look at what happened in the QE2 last time out, but even before that, he wasn't too far off Golden 60 and Furore in the Gold Cup. He's trial well. He's had a bit of a change of scenery. He's clearly the one they're going to have to get past here.
What about Tony Cruz's other runners? Though, Leo, he's got Time Warp, who is more than capable if he put his best foot forward, and Packing Waltham as well. So I just wonder if he'll struggle a little bit out of a handicap company now, but he might be, you know, an Exultant type horse of the future. He
could well be. Time Warp's been another fabulous horse for Tony Cruz, and he's done his job. He's right at the end of his career now, and Sunday might be the day for him to bow out. And as for Packing Waltham, he had excuses last start, but as you say, Andrew, the handicap conditions back to this, it's going to make it tough for him, but he's a horse that goes there with a chance as well.
I was a little bit disappointed, perfectly honest, Ed, with the 4-year-olds in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup. What were your thoughts on that at the time, and then since you've had time to reflect on it as well? Yeah,
I would agree with that assessment. I'm still not 100% sure just how good this crop of 4-year-olds is for this season from a staying point of view. Certainly, Russian Emperor, I love what he did in the Derby and what he did before that in the Classic Cup, but I would have liked to have seen him hit the line a bit stronger in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, and he did over-race and do things wrong, which didn't help his cause. I thought Panfield was a bit plain last time out as well too, so the jury's out on them for me. I do hope we see an emerging stayer in one of those 2 horses, but yeah, I was a little bit disappointed as well too.
Yeah, because Exultant's getting on in years now a little bit, Leo. We're looking for one of these younger horses to fill those boots. I can't help. I'm sure that Russian Emperor is a class act. Very disappointed last time, but it was a coulda, woulda, shoulda maybe in the Derby. What are your thoughts? Yeah,
he's certainly got the X factor, Andrew, and I think that he's the one horse who can step up. Also Panfield, I think that they've got time on their side, and Russian Emperor, for me, he's a horse that maybe with the jockey change, that might spark a winning performance, and he certainly shapes as a quality animal.
Now, Francis Loy, no Golden 60. We'll leave that to one side. We'll wait for him to come back again next year. But he does have Glorious Dragon, Ed. What do you think of him? 2,400 metres for the first time over here?
I'm not 100% sure about the 2,400 for him. I don't know if he's an out-and-out stay, but I don't think it will be a strongly run 2,400 metres, so he probably doesn't need to be an out-and-out stayer. He was outclassed last time out in the QE2 Cup, but his win before that was very strong. He's beaten Butterfield, who's come out and franked the form by winning the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, and he beat Exultant, albeit at handicap conditions earlier on this campaign too. So I think he's definitely a top 4 hope in the race here, Glorious Dragon.
The other one we need to mention, of course, Leo, is Columbus County, who was closing on Exultant in the Vase on International Day. Hasn't really managed to build that in between, but Casper Fowles has always said getting it back to the 2,400 is going to be a big plus for him.
And Joe thinks there are excuses for him last start as well, and he's very keen to ride him on Sunday, and we know the form that Joe's in, and the Founds-Moreira combination in big races is not to be questioned. So I think he's definitely in there with a chance.
So how does this race play out? At Time Warp in the field, we assume he rolls forward. What does Zach do?
I think Zach will be pretty handy on Exultant. We have even seen Exultant over raced at different times too, so I think he'll settle second or third on the run. Exultant Time Warp will lead until I think they'll probably click things up with 600 or 700 metres left to go. And that's when the staying test will really come into play, and I think Exultant will keep on kicking and be hard for them to run down. I do think we need to give credit, Andrew, to Butterfield in the race. So he's obviously the winner of the Queen Mother Memorial Cup. I think he'll get a good run in transit from where he's drawn, and we know he'll stay the trip.
Yeah, one quick mention as well, Ed, on Leo on Exultant too, is that if he finishes any better than third, he'll actually get in front of Viva Pitaka on the prize money list as well. He just have Beauty Generation in front of him.
It's remarkable, his consistency over so many years and the level of races he's won. He's going for his 6th Group 1. He absolutely deserves to go out at the end of the season in great style if this is his last race for the season, and what a milestone to beat that kind of prize money.
Certainly would be. All right, we'll stand by Ed and Leo's thoughts and tip on the Standard Chartered Champion Chater Cup still to come. After the break, though, we're looking at the Sha Tin Vase, and can Courier Wonder remain unbeaten for the season? Welcome back to Hong Kong Direct. We're about to have a look at the Sha Tin Vase, the second of the group races on the programme on Sunday afternoon. But Racing to Win on the website will give you a rundown of all the individual races, plus it will focus on the two features as well. So on the audio and video section of the website, click on Racing to Win. There you'll find the show all in one with special guests and myself, Paul, Tom, and Mark as well, and then individual race previews of, and there are 11 races on Sunday as well, with the Pakistan Star Plate being the Griffin race number 1 of the programme. The two features races 4 and 8. That's Racing to Win. But we're going to concentrate now on the Sha Tin Vase here on Hong Kong Direct, and run the handicap conditions. The Group 3 over the 1200 metres computer patch gets saddled with 132 after runner-up in the Chairman's Sprint Prize last time out behind Wellington. Rattan ran out that race, finishing 8th. Skyfield finished 3rd. Stronger was 7th. Voyage Voyager 4th. Wishful Thinker 5th. Duke Y was behind Courier Wonder last time out, who gets in with just 118 pounds on his back. He's unbeaten in 4 starts so far. Joe Moreira will be in the saddle, but the man that puts the polish on in the morning is trainer John Size.
You know, in a Class 2 race, you would carry a heavy weight, and I think to avoid that, I just put him in the handicap. I think he run well if he gets an opportunity to do his best, and he's got there a little bit too quickly, but we can't complain about that. That's what good horses do, actually.
Just looking at that last run, he sat behind horses for the first time. Was that all a bit new for him, John?
Yeah, he was a bit strong, but you know, that's sort of ideal for him if he can achieve it. And now he's getting in with the fast horses. Hopefully, he can find something that'll lead him.
What do you think of his recent trial, John?
He trialled okay. He's sort of. You know, jumped and was a little bit keen because it was 3 weeks since his race or something, so he was a bit keen, but then he didn't actually relax, but he still was quite governable. You know, the jock could do what he wanted to with him, and I didn't want him to have too strong a trial, so he went to the line fairly easily. And I think that might do him, you know, that might be enough to get him to the races and perform well.
Courier Wonder, 100 metres left to go. Here's win number 4. He's clear of Lucky Patch and Duke Y. This is one Courier that keeps delivering on a Sunday. Courier Wonder beat Lucky Patch and Winning Dreamer.
So beyond this season then, as he goes to a 4-year-old, do you think he's a sprinter, John, or could he be a classic series horse?
I'd just run him in 1200 metre races until, you know, he shows that that's no good to him. But it looks like that's what he is. He's a sprinter, and he's got plenty of speed and he's strong. That's what he looks like, and that's how he's racing. So I wouldn't be sort of getting too adventurous with him and fiddling around with distances unless he wasn't winning at 1200.
One final question for you then, John. We've seen the sprinting ranks go through a bit of a transition phase here with the retirements of the likes of Beat the Clock and Mr. Stunning. Is this a horse that you feel can take that step up and fill that void?
Well, he shows that at this point because he's got up in the ratings very quickly after 4 starts, and it's just a matter of whether he goes on with it. I can't see any reason why he wouldn't, and that's what we're hoping for. But you sort of learn more about horses the more they race, and obviously he's going the right way. So hopefully he's one of those good sprinters.
He certainly looks like it at the moment, Leo. How excited are we about Courier Wonder?
Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. The figures speak for themselves, going from 52 to 104 starts, winning his 4 starts by upwards of 11 1/4 lengths. The stats are there. He's an incredible talent and perfectly handled so far by John Size, and a lot to look forward to with this horse.
And as John was explaining to you then, you know, he gets in with a lightweight here instead of carrying big weights, you know, against probably inferior opposition. But different pressure in a race like this against, you know, confirmed horses out of a Group 1 race last time.
It was interesting, though, to hear John say that against faster horses this time around, it might be better for him just to have something to take him into the race, to follow into it. A computer patch potentially could fill that role, but I'm hugely excited about him, Andrew. We've gone through a bit of a transition phase, as we mentioned, with the sprinters here in Hong Kong. Wellington stuck his hand up in the Chairman's Sprint Prize, and I think by the end of the year we'll have another equally or maybe better horse in the form of Courier Wonder as far as our sprinters are concerned.
And on the clock, Leo, he actually ran the same day as the Chairman's Sprint Prize, actually ran a faster time. Now, I don't want to read too much into that, but he does look, not see the finished article, but he's very, very professional already, isn't he?
He's, for such a young horse and so inexperienced, he's done an incredible job, and to run that time on that day, and you look at the horses that finished behind Wellington that day, are going to be there on Sunday with the weight handicaps situation. It really does line up well for him, and he's obviously got the motor, and if he delivers again on Sunday, we'll know we've got something really to look forward to going towards the big meeting in December.
I'd imagine he's going to be a short price favourite again, Ed, but what of the rest of the field? Can you make an argument for a computer patch from the front, or a wishful thinker charging, or a Rattan charging from the back as well, or a Sky Field, who's still a very young up-and-coming horse himself? I
think there are a number of horses that can run a good race here. They're honest types. Computer Patch is so consistent, so honest. He's run really well at his last couple of starts, and he'll be in it for a long way. Another one that I'd make a case for from an each-way point of view, Andrew's Voyage Warrior. He was 3 wide throughout last time out in the Chairman's Sprint Prize. He's a Group 2 winner in the past. He's drawn better this time out. I think that he could run a race at a bit of a price.
All right, and Leo, I mean, feel free to go off and talk about another horse, but Duke Y was an interesting one as well. Paul O'Sullivan, I think he's sort of found himself between a rock and a hard place. He's got to have a go, really, but he's a horse not without ability, and he's getting £10 off, you know, the computer patches this world as well.
And wasn't far away behind Courier Wonder last start. He was there, so he's a horse that's also in the reckoning. Stronger is a horse that disappointed last start, but I'm with Ed a little bit with Skyfield. I think he's really talented, and he could be one that contends along with Computer Patch as well.
And it was interesting, Ed, when you pushed John about, you know, stepping up in trip, it very much he's a sprinter. We're not going to get tempted at this stage anyway by, you know, even possibly looking at the mile down the track.
Yes, I half thought there might have been a possibility that he could clash with a Fantastic Treasure next season, and they're the 2 dominant horses we've got over this sort of at this age group. Certainly, his sister Ice Bath is a Group 1 place getter over a mile, but no, John's saying unless things go wrong over 1,200 metres, he'll be sticking to this trip.
All right. Winning formula so far, isn't it? As far as selections are concerned there, Ed, I don't think there's going to be too many surprises as far as the Sha Tin Vase is concerned, but make it official. Who do you like in the 2 features? I'm
going to keep it simple here, Andrew. I'm with Exultant. I think he's the best horse lining up in the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup, and would love to see him win it for a 3rd time. And Courier Wonder, I think he's one of the most exciting horses we've got here in Hong Kong, and I think would be terrific to see him win a group level before he finishes this campaign, and we'll be excited about what he does for the next one.
And what about you, Leo? Surprise me.
I wish I could, Andrew. I'm singing from the same hymn sheet as Ed. Exultant, I'd love to see him win a 3rd in a row for Zach and Tony. He's been such a consistent horse for such a long period of time. And at the other end of the spectrum, we look at Courier Wonder, such an exciting horse coming through for John Size and Joe Moreira. Be really interesting to see how he goes at group level for the first time. I think he gets the job done.
I'd love to see Exultant win, but I just wonder what Joe Moreira might be looking at the feature race double here with Columbus County as well. The diary, though, heading into the weekend, 11 races on Sunday. The Sha Tin Vase Race 4 Standard Chartered Championship Cup is race number 8. Happy Valley then midweek, and then it's the Line Rock Trophy next Sunday, and we see the return of the Derby winner as well, Sky Darcy. Really looking forward to that. All right, gents, that's just about it. Thanks as always. But Ed, it's your last show here today, your last meeting on Sunday here in Hong Kong as well. So just wanted to wish you well from everyone here. We're going to be missed, particularly by the people who have to do your work now, of course, for you. But the very best of luck back in Australia.
Thank you very much for that, Andrew. Now, it's been a privilege to have been involved with yourself, with Doug and everyone here at the team for the last 5.5 years. And sorry, I'm going to make you work like that bit extra over the last bit of the season.
And Leo, enjoy the action on Sunday as well.
Thanks, Andrew, and good luck, Ed.
All right, so we're going to leave you this week with River Verdon, who won this race, Standard Chartered Championship Trader Cup 4 times, and he won the Triple Crown as well. No Triple Crown this year, but enjoy River Verdon back in 1994 under John Marshall in an absolute romp. We'll see you again on Sunday and bring all the action from Hong Kong direct to you.
About a length still, Sterling Town keeping in the close contact. River Verdon a length and a quarter away. Thirds had every chance in going all right. Arm & Sachs the outside, one away Smiling, then Fortune Leader, Victory and Glory, and 4 to Fortune Duke as they come down towards the turn in the Hong Kong Champions and Chater Cup. And it's still Evasive Tactic and Sterling Town who share the lead. The opening comes for River Verdon and he sails up in the centre. Then Arm & Sachs, Sterling Town in front of the 400, but River Verdon under hands and heels takes the lead and he moves away by a length and a half. Victory and Glory releases the brakes on the inside to come after him, but River Verdon 2 in front. Victory and Glory goes up on the fence from Sterling Town, then Fortune Leader, and at the 100 metres the Triple Crown is his. River Verdon racing away for his 4th Hong Kong Champions and Chater Cup, and Unextended wins it by 3.5 lengths. Victory and Glory second, a length to Sterling Town.